Namaste. My name is Ariela HaLevi. I am a shamanic energy practitioner and an intuitive guide and ancestral healer. And so I want to pop on this video today to talk to you about shamanic energy tools and really what does that mean? Because so many people I talk to say, I don't understand what shamanic energy is. So we're going to talk a little bit about what it is and how to kind of bust the myth and the myths that many people create in their head that a shaman is an animal communicator, or a shaman lives in a certain part of the world. And there's so many different definitions of what a shaman is. And I'm here today to tell you that we're going to explore what that really means and how shamanic energy can transform and heal your lives and yourself and the world. And so before I started this practice of becoming my own healer and really opening to my own power, I was an exhausted empath. I grew up extremely sensitive. Everything hurt my body. I had aches, pains, autoimmune diseases, you name it, I had it because I really was too much for this world. I felt like everything was too much for me. And my body was speaking that pain. And I was just taking on everybody else's energy, coupled with my own intense history and ancestral lineage. And so once I turned the focus inward and stopped focusing on what do others think of me and focusing more on what do I think of myself, I owned my energy. I became my own healer. I would outsource my power constantly to very well-meaning adults when I was little, and then doctors, and then healers, you name it, I outsourced it. And so in this video, I want to talk about really you becoming your own powerful self. Yes, there is a time and need for healers and for doctors and therapists and all of that. But the most important thing, and we're going to talk more about this, is to take responsibility for your own health and your own healing. And so when I finally owned my power, there were plenty of life lessons to help me step into that power and really open my throat chakra and open my voice to some pretty strong life lessons. But what came out of all that was so much beauty. So tonight I really want to explore, what does this mean? What does shamanic energy really mean? And before you think it's not for you, I'm going to challenge you to listen to this video thoroughly to really see that shamanic energy and shamanic practice and tools and channeling is really just tapping into your own innate power. Shamanic energy really is the willingness to open to your full knowing. We all have a way of thinking, and most of us have this way of thinking because we learned it from somebody else. We learned that you must do certain things to live in society. We have societal rules. And when we lose that connection and knowing with ourselves and put our power into even, whatever's going on outside of the world, then we lose some of our innate knowing. So shamanic energy helps us tap into that divine wisdom, or that still small voice. Really, a shaman energy channel is an ambassador between the physical and the spiritual world. So it's the joiner between both worlds. It's someone who communicates with ancestors, spirits. Animals do come into play, energies, and really, shamanic energy are people who are in service to the greatest health and well-being that can come from within you. When you are empowered in your own healing and the willingness to open the doors to your shadows in order to heal the root cause of your issues, this is considered shamanic energy as well. Now, there's shamanic energy and there's energy healing, and sometimes they kind of overlap, but they're both basically tools to get you back into alignment with your high self so that you can handle what comes to you every day. So you can be open and open to learning the secrets of the non-physical world. Most people reject their own power, right? And the reason we do that is that we reject our shadow. Nobody wants to feel bad. So what happens is that we reject the fact that we have had traumas, wounds, that we have these uncomfortable feelings inside of us. sometimes I feel like a broken record because I always talk about emotions because they are either the building blocks to greater empowerment and the connection to the divine, or they are the blocks and the impediments to the connection to the divine. And so we can really look at emotions as two different experiences if we choose. So most people, as I said, we shove those emotions under the rug for another day. We outsource our lives and our beliefs to other people outside of ourselves, and we are told what to believe. And we are living in a new world. Post-COVID, if you are in touch with the energy of the world, you know, and you probably feel that right now there is an intensity, not only to tap into your innate power, but also to tap into the emotions and the wounds that you have been shoving under the rug. And that rug is your body. So a lot of us are feeling this old stuff come up. And a lot of us are feeling maybe some body pain and body memory come up. And it is just an explosive time of beautiful, life-changing, life force energy. And it's an opportunity to ride the wave of this shamanic energy, whatever you want to call it. I call it shamanic energy because I believe that it's kind of, the world is like opening to its innate divine feminine power. So I think it's a really exciting time. But we need tools to navigate this new world. And it's an ever-changing world. And right now it is on a fast track to opening ourselves up to our divine power. Now, the challenge with that is that as you open, as I said, as you open, we all have these challenges. And so if you're unwilling to look at the shadow pieces, the pieces of you that don't fit right in your perfect life, the pieces of you that don't feel okay, the pieces of you that you don't want to deal with or look at, when you're willing to look at those pieces, what I call the shadow, then you can tap into the deeper wisdom of your body and connect to your spirit and your heart and bring in that new shamanic energy, because we are going to need these tools as we change and as we grow. To become your own healer means that you tap into your body and your spirit's natural ability to heal itself. Again, doctors and healers and therapists all have its own place. But when you're really connected to that still intuitive voice within, then you are relying on a deeper source wisdom, a God wisdom, if you will, instead of your head. So life is calling us right now to live inside of our hearts, to do what we love to do, to find joy in everything that we do, instead of work ourselves to the bone and become exhausted and burnt out and sick and ill. This is the time in our lives to open to what is your innate power. Where does it come from and what does it look like? I always ask people, if your innate power were sitting in front of you, what would it feel like? What would it look like? What would you imagine it would taste like? What does your power look like? And so the next tools I have is to kind of explore this idea of responsibility, right? So I'm going to give you these certain tools that are shamanic in practice, but really you've heard these before. Taking responsibility means choosing you. It means stepping up and becoming that person that you know that you are meant to be here, and doing what you love and fulfilling your soul purpose. And so taking responsibility is taking responsibility for your life. It's choosing life. There's a great book, I've spoken about it before, Edith Eva Edgar. There we go. It's called The Choice, and she's a Holocaust survivor. She's about 95 years old, and her book is fabulous because it talks about the power to choose. And that's really what it means to be responsible for your own energy and responsible for your life. And so imagine this woman in the Holocaust deciding that no one could take her soul. No one could take her power from her. It was untouchable. No matter what they did to her body, no one could take her spirit. And so in this world that we live in today, the power is in your hands to become your own healer, to take responsibility for your healing and your life, and to explore how your energy gets sucked dry and gets open. And so energy is really important because we thrive, or we can thrive off of our own energy, or we can get sucked out. We can get sucked in by other people's energies, right? So it's a combination. So part of the next step is energy alignment. It's really looking at how aligned you are every single day with your own energy. And so one tool that I love to offer is, before you go to bed at night, is to do a sweep. Is to do an energy sweep and imagine that you have this, we all have chakras, which are power centers in our body. And just imagine anybody's energy that is not yours just drains out through your feet and down into the ground. And then bringing up, kind of washing your energy, bringing up divine energy through your chakras, connecting to spirit, and again, washing it away. Anything that's not yours gets washed away. So it's like taking a shower every single night before you go to sleep. It really does work. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with is to, I call it, don't ditch your bloodline. So what do I mean? So many of us in our Western culture, myself included in the past, we want to run away from our past. We want to run away from our history. We don't want to deal with difficult relatives. We don't want to deal with the things that haunt us in our family. We want to run away. And so I challenge you to not ditch your bloodline, because when we connect, heal, and reveal the power of our bloodlines, then we can truly heal from the root. And this is the ultimate shamanic tool, is to connect with your healthy and whole ancestors, and also start helping those ancestors that are not healed to heal. So what do I mean by that? In my practice, I do this all the time. I help people connect, but you can connect. All you need to do is close your eyes and ask. Anytime you feel lost, close your eyes and ask spirit or your guides and angels to hook you up to the divine supreme being in order to connect to your healthy ancestors, to be willing to open the door to your bloodlines who want to help you. They are here to help you heal in your relationships, in your work, in your parenting, in midlife, whatever you're going through. They are here to help you. So step one is start connecting and asking those ancestors on the other side if there are any healed and whole ancestors out there to start helping you on your journey of healing. Step two is to close your eyes and tune into your family tree and start to tune into the patterns and behaviors that have been passed down through generations, and begin to look at how you can be the one that stops this pattern in its tracks. How can you start healing to affect your next generations? So that's a really important part of energy healing and shamanic energy healing, is to not ditch your bloodlines, to turn towards your people. In Native American cultures, they build altars when people pass away. They build altars and they pray to them and they honor them, and they give ceremony to the loved ones that have passed. Now, these aren't perfect people, and your ancestors are not perfect people. Mine are not perfect. We are not perfect either. But the invitation is to use some of these tools to start receiving help on the other side as you explore your own energy and this new energy of this new world that we're living in. So just hop on to our website, www.mysoulcenter.org. If you want to check out more information, there's many blogs and videos on ancestral healing, on ways to align with your energy, and how to heal from your emotions, how to feel and heal. So these are all shamanic tools. Again, if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear about them. And I hope this helps you align and become your own healer and become responsible for your own healing so you can energetically open to your divine purpose. Namaste.